Welcome back, guys. I have got a product today I've been waiting to show you guys for a while, but we haven't been able to due to a million different circumstances. But I want to show it to you now because it is an amazing part of your gear. It's going to become part of my daily gear. So let's get started. So what we have is the K&F CONCEPT. Mine is a 67 millimeter magnetic, and it's 5 swap pack. CPL is a ND filter 2 to 32, black diffusion at 1/4, a magnetic base ring, and a lens cap with the storage case is what you see right here. So it is just very cool. It's what's cool about the inside. You can see all that. Your rings and your filters don't touch each other. They have their own little area. Put them together. No scratches. We're good to go. So let me show you the first thing that you want to do with it. And like a moron as usual, the one I bought this to fits the camera I'm videoing with. So we're going to pretend like I'm holding the camera in this hand. So you take this to the end of your camera and just screw it on. And you can leave it on for eternity if you want to. After that, you can take the black, I think this is a black mist. Yeah, I like my black diffusion. So I'll go ahead and put it on here. You can see how that magnetized right on. It's not falling. And then if you're using your ND filters, this is a 1 to 5 ND, and it'll magnetically stick right on, just like that. I don't know if you can hear it. They're really sticking. And then here you have your CPL. They're all sticking together now, so I've got them all on there. So sometimes I just have one, sometimes I have two. Sometimes what I'm doing, I will have all of them on there. But the cool thing when you're done, you can put this on, and you can just leave everything on. All your filters are on there. Now what I generally do is I take my filters off and I put them back in the pack. I leave the ring that fits on the camera on all the time so I don't have to unscrew it. And I take my, well, these things stick good. So this is screwed onto the camera. This is my lens cap. And you can hear that just magnetically goes on there. So your lens cap is magnetic to your camera. And if you're like me, I lose lens caps constantly. And this helps me from losing it for some reason because they're never on the camera when I need them. So I leave them on the camera now. And as soon as I pull this off, I just put it in my pocket and we're good to go. And when I'm done for the day, it's back on there and we're good to go. But let me tell you a little bit about each of these filters. We just went and shot some pictures of my wife and I'll run through those. We had a little bit of an issue with the video, so I'll be going over the pictures with you. So it's just a beautifully well-made set, and they're on sale right now for $104. So jump on that fast because that is probably going to end tonight or tomorrow. Try to jump on there by at least by Saturday, at least by midnight tonight if you can. I know the video is not going to be up until around 10, so hopefully you'll see this and you'll still get them. Hopefully the sale will still be on through the weekend. I don't know. I wanted to get this up earlier. I did mention it in our Prime deals. In the first Prime deal I made, I was telling you guys what a good deal this was, and I wanted to show everything off, but I didn't have the pictures ready to go. We got the pictures ready now. So as I say that, let's take a look at the pictures that we do have. Okay, here is our first image. It's my wife. She's wearing my Dodgers shirt because I am a big Dodgers fan, even though I live in Atlanta. They're two of my favorite teams. I would say partly because I was born in LA, but you wouldn't know that by the voice here. It doesn't sound like a Los Angeles voice. But this shot is without any filters at all. All I did was try to bring her face out. You can tell the background is really washed out. And then when I put on CPL, ND, I think I put on a few. I didn't write it down which ones I put on. But you can see that picture, how washed out the background is. And there is our background. That's by some of the filters. I think that's NPL. I think that's 5 NDs and a CPL. But you can tell, I'll go back and look at that first one again. It's washed out in the background. And the new one looks really good. And the next picture looks very good also. I left her in basically the same spot and just shot it twice. Now this one, I did no flash, no filter, so you can see all we have is a little bit of background. You can barely see her face. And then I turned everything back on with the filters, and you can see how great that lake looks and the sky looks. And again, there is a vertical shot, same thing with all the filters. This is without anything. All I did on this was make sure I had a picture of her, but there was no flash, no nothing, just that's getting it to look good. But you can tell how washed out it is. You won't get that when you get your NP filter on there and that sort of stuff. So here's a shot of her up against a tree. There's a story about this tree in a minute, I'll tell you. She's leaning up against the trees, and she has the filters on. If you look behind her, you can see the bright blue sky, and the lake is lit up. And then the one where we took the filters off, that's what we got, a blown out sky, and it's just washed out everywhere. It doesn't look near as good. There we go with the filters back on. That's just amazing. I think that is just like a completely different picture. It's amazingly beautiful. And then this one is without. Got the washed out background. And then I thought, let's see what we can get from here. Now this was her just standing in the wide open sun. You can see, you can tell who she is. I can tell that's my wife. But let me throw the filters on for you. There you go. Now how do you like that? You gotta like that. If you don't like that, there's something wrong, because the other one was just washed out, and that one is, I think she did a fantastic job. So what did you guys think about those pictures? I mean, just being able to bring back those rich, saturated colors in the sky and the water and the reflection out of everything, I think is just worth $1 million. I mean, it's just, and plus how these are made, magnetic, that's awesome, because you may run into filters you've got from old days or something, and the threads are threaded wrong. With this, you're magnetic. You don't have to worry about the threads. So you are good to go. And you can adjust on the 1 to 5 ND. Where is it at? Here's a 1 to 5 ND. You just slide this around once it's on there, and it's got 1 and 5 right here. So you just slide it with your finger with this, and that's how you adjust for that. And the same thing with this one right here, CPL. Slide it around a little bit. So I love these filters. I can't wait to get out and shoot again. This was a little bit short on pictures, and the reason was, remember that tree I showed y'all I had a story about earlier? She got into ants, and so we had to cut it short fairly quickly, because you guys know anything about the ants in Georgia, they don't play nice, and my wife swells up terribly if she even gets bit by a mosquito. So a red ant, is not good for her. She got bit years ago after we first got married on her finger. They had to literally cut off her wedding band because her finger had swelled up so much. But we couldn't keep shooting because we were too many ant problems. I didn't want her to, start hurting and swelling up and going to the hospital and that sort of thing. But we will be making more and more and more videos with these. In fact, they'll probably be on the camera most of the time that I'm shooting, because I love that deep saturation. And I want to thank K&F. They did send these to me. I think that I found them and I saw that and I'm like, wow, I really like that. I think I would like to try that. So I went and I asked them, and they said they would send me some, and that worked out fantastic. I'm a big, huge believer in these K&F filters. Now, I think I used some K&F stuff way back many, many years ago, but I don't remember them being this good. These are just really, really good. And I love the magnetic. I don't all that screwing in everything all the time and just messing up and threading. Threads is a disaster. You're constantly having to buy something. These are just snap, 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 and unsnap, and you won't lose anything. So I give these an A+. I mean, everything about them. And on the ND filters, if you work with them a lot, you will start to see an X sometimes when you get up to your high end. And some of you were probably thinking, why didn't you tell us if you got the X or not? Well, I'm looking for, once I got to 5 and I went over the 5, just barely. It only goes 1 to 5, but there's like a little area you can give it just a little nudge, and then you start to see just the tiniest bit of an X. Most people might not notice if they're not looking for it, but it is there just a tad. So I was going to see, I'm thinking about see if they have like a 1 to 3 by itself or something that I can throw on top of it and go up to 8 without getting the big X. But anyway, I think the 5 just did a great job. But I know a lot of you guys, the first question when you start about ND filters, what about the big X? What about the big X? And it's a good question. I've had that question before too. And I've also had some ND filters that had the X problem, and it's not a good problem to have, but no problems with these. These are good to go. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate K&F sending them to us. If you guys have any questions about what I was doing or how I was shooting these, just let me know. Leave a message down at the bottom, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. I'll leave a link down below, and jump on this if you can, guy. Make sure you buy the right filter, because since these are one filter screw-ons, your screw-on has to fit your lens, and then from there they're magnetic. So anyway, Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for your time. Questions down at the bottom. You guys have a great day. Thank you.